Greetings, your friendly neighborhood Doug here. I'd like to share a story with you. It's a story about the teacup, the blessings of a teacup. Now, one day, this old couple were out antiquing, and they've been antiquing for years. And they come along this beautiful shop that's very ornate. It's got wonderful, wonderful antiques in there. And this woman is just taken aback by the most beautiful teacup she's ever seen. It's almost like the Holy Grail, like that. This teacup is behind the counter, and she grabs her husband and says, "Honey, come here, we gotta go look at this teacup," and grabs the shopkeep and says, "Excuse me, can we see this teacup? It's the most beautiful teacup I've ever seen." And the shopkeep says, "Yes, this is a beautiful teacup, isn't it?" And she hands the lovely teacup to the woman, and the teacup is in her hand, and she looks at her husband and says, "Isn't this the most beautiful teacup you've ever seen?" And her husband says, "Yes, honey, it is." And then the teacup starts speaking and says, "Oh, no, 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 you don't understand. I was never this beautiful. You see, I was once this lump of clay. And I was this lump of clay, and one day my master starts pounding me and beating me and pounding me and squishing me and kneading me, and it was killing me. I couldn't take it. And I begged and I pleaded and I said, Master, 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 please, please, I can't take this anymore. I just can't take it." And the master looked at me and said, "Not yet." And then I thought I was done. And then next thing you know, I'm on a wheel and I start spinning around and spinning and spinning and spinning, and he's squishing me and squeezing me, and I couldn't take it. And I was getting so dizzy and I thought I was going to be sick. And I said, "Master, Master, please, please stop it. I can't take it. I just can't take it." And the master said, "Not yet." And then finally the wheel starts slowing down, and I thought I was done. And then he puts me in an oven. And the oven was so hot, I couldn't breathe. And I just kept screaming to my master, "Master, please let me out. I can't take this heat. It's too much. It's too much." And the master looked through the window, shaking his head, and said, "Not yet." And then he took me out, and I was cooling off, and I thought I was done. And then he started painting me in these fumes. I couldn't take it. I couldn't breathe. And I said, "Master, Master, Master, please, I can't take these fumes. I can't breathe. I think I'm going to be sick." And the master just said, and smiled, "Not yet." And then finally the fumes started to go away. I thought I was done. I thought this ride was over. And then he took me and he put me back in the oven, only this time it was even hotter, and I couldn't take it. And I kept screaming, "Master, I can't breathe. This is too hot. This is too hot. I can't take it. Please, please, let me out. Let me out." And the master just smiled and shook his head and said, "Not yet." And then finally he took me out, and finally I started to cool off, and it was I just thought I was done. And the master walked up to me with a mirror and put me in front of that mirror, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was so beautiful. I couldn't imagine I'd ever look like that. And then the master said to me, he said, "You know, if I just left you as a lump of clay, you just would have been a lump of clay. And if I hadn't beat you and kneaded you and prodded you and squished you and put all that pressure on you, I wouldn't be able to mold you when I put you on the wheel. And if I didn't spin that wheel around and around, I wouldn't be able to get such delicate curves to make you so perfect. And if I didn't put you in the oven and heat you up like that, you just crumble, you dry up and fall apart. And if I didn't paint you, you wouldn't be this beautiful, ornate, decorative, expressive piece of miracle. And lastly, if I didn't put you back in the oven, you wouldn't have hardened, and you would have just faded. Is it possible that life doesn't happen to you? That life happens for you? Food for thought. So, Doug signing off with Palm Partners. Again, if you have anybody who's got any questions about addiction or challenges, please let us come support you. Doug here signing off. Have an amazing day.